Oh, hey, welcome back. And the infamous, you're muted.
Oh my goodness. Okay, yeah. I just noticed.
I noticed right when I said, good morning, you were talking, I had no reaction. You're like, it still happens to the best of us.
I know.
How are you feeling now that we are an hour in officially in One Westminster Day?
I feel good. Time's been flying by fast though, so.
It has. It's been a fun morning, and we
I
are
know.
seeing so many gifts. It's amazing.
A lot.
I
Just in that
love
time,
it.
I think we're at 384. That's crazy.
That's awesome.
I
That is
know.
very awesome. But this is another exciting moment because we're about to have some of, I think, two of the coolest people on campus come in and join us very shortly. And we are going to ask them some fun questions and talk all about Westminster. How do you feel about that?
I'm excited for that. I'm excited to hear their answers as well.
These are pressing questions. We're like basically like we're like a Westminster version of like Oprah's show. Like
I was just about to say that. Yeah.
like good, deep conversations that are meaningful and thoughtful. Yes. Well, I'm sure they are just about to get ready to jump in, and we'll get them in an opportunity to introduce themselves. But did you get coffee by chance?
No, I just got more water. I was more hungry than I was thirsty for coffee, so.
Yeah, I also got water. I was feeling quite thirsty, so.
All right.
But
okay.
Oh, go for it. What were you gonna say?
I was just gonna say, well, let's welcome Daniel Lewis and President Dobkins.
I was gonna say the same. And there they are. Good morning. Happy morning.
Hello, Oliver. Hey, Deaun. How are you?
Oh, hello.
Good. How are you?
I think we're great. Good morning, Beth.
I don't know. They started with cool, meaningful, thoughtful. That's a high bar.
You can like message me some quick other words that would be appropriate. I don't want to say like I'm not gonna say like lazy or boring. Like I don't know, average. But none of those words ever come up when I think of you, Beth. They're always amazing words. So, and I know that you two are really good on the spot. I think so because you're very authentic people, as most people at Westminster. But like Deaun said, we do have some questions for you. But before we do that, I believe Deaun and I would love for you to give your own introduction on how you'd like folks to be reminded who you are or get to know you a little bit more. And then we'll go into questions. So Beth, if you want to start off, and then Daniel, and then me and Deaun will have a few questions for you.
Sure. I'm Beth Dobkin, president at Westminster. In case you didn't notice, I don't usually wear T-shirts, but you know, when someone bedazzles like this for me, there we go. I got to get the 21 up there. Yeah, okay. It was time to do it. It was time to jump in, and it's one of the things I love about Westminster is people jump in. It's a great place, and I'm just honored to be here and serving as president.
Love it. Well, welcome.
All right. Well, hello, everybody here, and certainly all over the world, because I know we got people tuning in from everywhere, and it's going to happen all day. So I am thrilled to be here. I'm Daniel. I'm the VP for Advancement, and celebrating my second One Westminster Giving Day, which is so exciting. I've been a part of Giving Days for a lot of my career, and Beth and I have a history with Giving Days. We go way back. We've had a few of these, but at Westminster, nothing like this year. I mean, this live stream is already more than we could have ever hoped to pull off. So thank you, Oliver and Deaun, and our entire team, Cheyenne, who was on before, for putting this together. It's gonna be a lot of fun today. So happy to be here. And Giving Day is my favorite day of the year. I look forward to it all year since March 5th. Last year, I've been waiting for March 4th to happen this year, March 3rd to happen, because it just continues. It gives a chance for everybody that loves Westminster to be involved. And there's very few opportunities like that. No matter where you're at, no matter where you call home, no matter the pandemic, you can participate today. And that's what I think is so great. There's enough campus projects where everybody that cares about this place, students, faculty, staff, alumni, parents, friends, can find something to be passionate about and give to. And maybe more than one area. We've seen a lot of people give to multiple areas because there's that many good projects that you guys were talking about over the last hour. So happy to be here.
I love it. Well, welcome. The exciting thing is you two are hot topics because just since you've joined, we've had like a huge spike in donation. Like a double-digit jump from when I refreshed. Because ever since me and Deaun got on, we were like, givingday.westminstercollege.edu, refresh, because we like to keep it, on the go. There it is below. And it's really fun. And I think what's exciting too is it's a cute little name badge feature where you can show folks donations. And I think that's a really exciting thing because then it gets you excited. It reminds you of all the folks you've interacted with, the professors you've had. And Daniel, you said it great. You can make it rain across multiple. So, but this is your time to shine. So we're going to get started with some questions. And either way, popcorn, y'all can choose who wants to go first. And so if it's okay, I'll start with the first one. And I'm going to read it because otherwise I get nervous and go off script. So, yeah, let's go. Alrighty, let's see. Westminster engages in fundraising and development all year long, but One Westminster Day is special for a lot of reasons. And Daniel, you hinted a few. But what is One Westminster Day what does it mean to you, right? When you think about all the work, at least that leads up to this, your whole team, the whole campus, but personally, when it really boils down to it for each of you, why does this day matter so much to you? If you could sum it up in a few words or in an example of why you care so much about this day.
Well, I can start because I think that Daniel will have a longer answer. Sorry. I think it's just a great opportunity to bring so many people together who care so deeply about the college. It's a huge lift. And you get the opportunity not just for a lift overall for the institution, but you get to see some of the projects that are in front of us right now that are commanding our attention and that really show the range of things that we're committed to. So this year, for instance, I was going to ask if my challenge grant was unlocked yet. It covers every single one because every single one is worthy, right? And really, when you think about it, the things that Westminster is invested in, from wellness to food justice to specific school initiatives, whether it's the digital lab or whether it's our nurse practitioners, these are things that really showcase great energy, initiative, and commitment from Westminster. And then you've got the Westminster Fund and everybody just willing to participate in things like this right now, which is fantastic. So you get the huge lift for the institution, and then you also get to see some of the things that are really commanding our attention right now. So it's a great day.
Excellent. Well said. Daniel, what do you want to share?
Wow. Oh, that's hard to follow. Beth, that's hard to follow. That was good. I think, and I already said this a little bit, it's everybody wants to stay engaged with their alma mater. And the way you do that can be by attending events, by recommending to prospective students, whether they're friends or family, give Westminster a look. There's so many different ways that alumni, faculty, staff, parents, friends, even students can promote Westminster and want to stay engaged, but so few actually do. And when people are philanthropic and choose to make a gift to support what's happening now and in the future at Westminster, I think there's no better way to show your Griffin pride. I think there's no better way to support students today and our faculty that work so incredibly hard, especially during this pandemic. To watch everybody come together on a day like today, it has a special meaning. We got last year's Giving Day happened right before everything started getting locked down. And we were able to table in Shaw. There was excitement throughout campus. You could feel it. And so, it's a little different this year. And you guys are bringing that feeling on this live stream. And that's why I hope so many people tune in. But I think it's really the opportunity when you're philanthropic and you decide to make a gift, no matter what size it is, whatever is significant to you. That could be $5. That could be $25. That could be a lot more. But when you choose to be philanthropic, which this day is all about making a gift, making a couple gifts, I think you really have a different relationship back with the institution that you care about in a way that really stays with you. And I hope that's what happens, that somebody makes a gift, they choose to participate, and they think about it. They think about it for the next few weeks, the next few months. And when that ask comes back around to say, can you support us again with whatever is significant to you? They sign right up and step up. So I think these giving days really lift the whole tide of giving at Westminster, because you actually go through that process of making a gift, and you want to keep doing it because you love that feeling you get out of it, knowing that you're making a difference.
Love it. Well, thank you both. cool. That's great. And if I will share real quick, we were just talking about that, about the accessibility this format allows for our community. There is a huge perk of being on campus and having a lot of excitement. And there's another huge perk of being virtual and allowing folks to like pop it on during work and listen like a podcast. And I think you're right, Daniel. This brings nostalgia, right? Like this is an opportunity, even for me. I've worked here almost 6 years, and I'm scrolling through like people who've donated. I'm like, oh,
Yeah.
I remember all these wonderful people, you know. So I think both of what you just shared are really great, and thank you so much for sharing what it means to you. And with that, I'll pass it off to Deaun.
Thank you. So our next question is, can you tell us about some of the challenge matches being made today?
Oh, sure. Well, let me start, Beth, because we unlocked Beth's challenge gift right out of the gate. I mean, it wasn't 8 a.m. It was long before 8 a.m. Most of us were probably asleep when that got unlocked because Beth generously stepped up to support all of our projects once we hit 100 donors for the day. So thank you, Beth. And
Sounds like that had happened. I just,
yeah.
Back when I was asleep or doing something else, I don't know.
Well, and it was one of those things with all the enthusiasm rolling into this day. There was so much great messaging that was building the case for support for Giving Day that was spanning weeks back that I think we got people really excited for this moment. And so we've seen it, right? I mean, I'm clicking refresh on my phone because I want to see how these gifts come through because I want to see those challenge gifts unlocked. And so happy to tell you a little bit about that. So we unlocked Beth's gift. That was the first one. We just unlocked Nancy DeFord's gift, a member of our board. It was fantastic. We just unlocked that maybe a half an hour ago at 350. The next milestone marker that we want to get to is 500 donors. How close are we? We're at 412 by my refresh on my phone. We're probably at 415 already. So once we get to 500, we'll unlock Tom and Lynn Faye and the Faye Family Foundation's gift that have stepped up to support us. And then we've got a mad dash to the finish. Public goal of 1,000 gifts, 1,000 donors in just a day. We've got at 750, we're going to unlock a challenge gift from board member Danny Giavalli, who's generously stepped up to provide a wonderful support across all of our campus projects, just like all of our unlock gifts. And then we'll have kind of the big announcement as we get to that 1,000 donor mark, which we'll get to, I'm sure, probably earlier than we might have thought. And there's going to be some good fun there. So I'm not going to share too much more about that, but that's coming. And stay tuned, check back into the live stream to see our progress.
If I may, I can tell this is not your first rodeo because you got me hooked. You're like, but stay tuned, and you'll. Yeah. I'm like, I don't even know what's going on later. I want to know.
Well, I'll say one additional thing. The way that the Board of Trustees have stepped up last year and this year to support this effort of having challenge gifts and challenge matches really should build a lot of confidence throughout our community and our alumni association about Westminster moving forward. What does the future look like? It is very bright. We're accomplishing so many great things, and having the board participate like in a way where they're putting their name and their generosity out there to support what everybody's doing, both our campus partners, these campus projects, and supporting all donors that are coming together on this day. That's exactly what you hope for when you have a board of trustees that's so committed to our success.
100%. And also, you mentioned challenges. I'm still like taken aback with Richard's video that just showed about his own commitment to the Honors Wellness curriculum of 200 donations there. So I know there's a lot of other pocket donations per different projects. Yeah. So there's a lot of fun going on. I mean, a lot of things that are unraveling as we hit there. And we already, like you said, like at 420, I don't know, where are we at now? 420, yeah. We have a lot of gifts already popping in. You all are bringing in gifts, by the way. That people are finally awake.
Yeah.
It's important to point out to stay tuned to the different projects. Check in with them. You're going to hear from them throughout the day, and certainly our campus partners that are going to be part of this live stream, kind of giving the real-time update to how they're making progress on their donor goal. And those matches that have come in for the projects. What's really fun about that is you've got Richard, who's working with his faculty to kind of develop some really unique and fun things like shaving his head. I mean, that's a commitment. I should have probably offered to do that too. I was like, no, I'm going through my midlife crisis. So I'm going as long as I can. I've got the ponytail thing in the back too. That's great that Richard's doing that. And we've got a lot of these campus projects that have their own individual challenges. In the School of Nursing and Health Sciences, the R Foundation has stepped up to say for every nurse practitioner kit, a family nurse practitioner kit that we secure, that they will donate one too. So, I mean, there's some really great stuff happening within the projects that are going to be advertised throughout the day. So give and give often.
Love it. I just keep getting distracted because I keep clicking on the different, also learn more about each project and just to see how many supporters, and like, it's exciting. There's so much going on. Deaun, do you want me to ask the next one?
Yes.
Okay, cool. Okay, this one will be fun. To my memory.
They're all fun.
Oh, this one will be really fun. So to my memory, both of you have children. So in this same vein, right now you have to pick your favorite initiative. Just kidding. If you were to think about the projects that are offered this year, are there particularly 1, 2, if you want it, 3, I can give away with 4 projects that you're really excited about? I know I'm not asking you to pick your favorite, right? As in people would say, who's your favorite child? You're like, I can never say that. Maybe I can on this week. Just kidding. But at least when it comes to this year, and you're thinking about the projects that are happening, which ones are really you excited about, right? Like what ones, whether they're new and that's why you're excited about them, or just because you know it's been a long road and you're really excited to see it get more traction. Talk a little bit more about that. What are you excited to see?
Oh, so that's why you asked about children, because you're comparing the projects to favorite child.
Yeah, because I was like,
see, I was looking for an out. Here's my out. So, but I'll start with a little story. And that was just that I saw this video, which I thought was great about favorite child stuff. And it said basically it was this mother talking to her son saying, I love you all equally. Sometimes I like one of you more than the others because of how you're behaving. But I always love you all. So I thought, okay, that's fair. You know, I can say, well, I love all of these things. And to some extent, I love the Westminster Fund just because it really allows us to be creative and address things as they come up. And of course, in this pandemic year, you know, that's been particularly important to have that flexibility and adaptability and be able to adjust on the spot. And the community's been just fantastic. We have done amazing things in terms of our flexibility and ability to stay safe and provide the kind of education that we promise to our students. So that's the easy way out, is to just say Westminster Fund. I thought you were going to give me the out by saying, well, what would your kids choose?
Oh, you take that spin.
And that's like, oh, my kids would probably choose things like DEI and Digital Design Lab. But I'm not saying that those are my favorites. That's just a way. I'll add a couple. How's that for?
I like it. It's creative.
Things. Otherwise, I'll just choose Westminster Fund.
I'll take it. Yeah. Daniel, how about you?
Well, I only have one child, so it's easy to pick my favorite.
Oh, okay. That's easy.
Incredible. I love that kid to death. He is the whole reason why I wake up every morning. And so for me, if I'm going to pick one, because I'm with Beth, I haven't made my gift yet today. So after we finish here, I'm going to drop that across the board and say all 10 benefit. So my giving won't show that I'm picking one, but I'm going to answer this question by saying I really enjoyed watching Dr. Tamara Stevenson try foods that she hadn't tried before. And I think I put a few 20s down last year in Shaw to watch her to keep going. And so I'm going to say that outside of the fun of Richards in the Honors College Challenge matches, that I want to see him do all those things that they're preparing him to do. I want to see Tam try as many foods she's never tried as possible. So for this, I'm going to say I support all the projects, certainly, but I'm really, really interested to see how that goes down for DEI, the programming that they're doing, and to watch Tam try some things she hasn't tried before.
Okay, so here you go. This, you can see it. This is an edible flower. That's for Tam. They're actually quite good. They come from Northern California. Anyway.
Oh, wow.
Learn something every day, every hour, really. That's impressive. I was like, oh, that's cute. Is that like Did you find out in the way, like, where else it gets edible? Oh, yeah. All right. Well, let me know if we're close to that, and I'll throw some 20s. More like 5s. I don't know. But I can just imagine Daniel standing there and being like, 20, 40, getting there, 60. She's like, no. Yeah, those are fun. Well, thank you so much for sharing. And you're also sharing more, right, about these projects and the other milestones within those, and just the impact of each of these projects. From how the fund has been so crucial in its flexibility in supporting our campus and our students, to the fun challenges that are occurring within the project. So great answers, well done. And with that, I'll pass it back to Deaun.
Thank you. So the next question is, the last year has been tumultuous, to say the least. What can you tell us about how Westminster has risen to the occasion and adapted to the challenges just in this last year?
Oh my goodness. You want me to start, Daniel?
Yeah, why don't you go ahead?
I'll pick a couple of areas. We were so early out of the gate with on-campus rapid testing, and with our safety protocols, the social distancing that we set up. We have an amazing team that's been meeting weekly all year, and the way that we've managed to go above and beyond, I think, in some ways, just trying to keep people safe, and have done a really good job in doing that. So that's the first. But the second is the learning that's still happening. When I hear what faculty have been doing, partly everything from using the OWLs, the video conferencing that it's in every classroom since summer, we got ahead of the game on that one, and it really gave students and faculty the flexibility to have people both in class and out of class and still participate, and the follow-up that faculty have done with students. So early on, back a year ago, when people were scrambling and figuring out, well, does this mean just putting notes online? Well, we've gone so much further than that now, and have figured out how to reach out to students to keep them connected, even when they can't or be on campus themselves with on-campus classes. So yeah, it's from the safety to the learning to the just great spirit and goodwill that people have brought during this past year. It's been inspiring.
Yeah, I would say two things about that to build on what Beth said. We early on started having Zoom virtual events, and we tried to figure out different ways to do it. We partnered with the Great Salt Lake Institute, and Bonnie and Jamie gave this wonderful talk that had more than 50 alumni participate and hear all about the Great Salt Lake. And I found it fascinating because I was learning, and it was in an environment where I was sitting in my living room with my son on one side, my wife on the other, and it was just the best time. We had such a great time at kind of that first virtual events that we rolled out because we couldn't gather. Typically, we'd probably pack people in the alumni house or in one of the conference halls and try to, outfit it with some kind of creativity that certainly the dynamic approach to Zoom and how you can share the screens really made the event more than just a virtual event where people were on camera. And then I would say right after that, Richard and the Honors College hosted a talk virtually, and we had somebody tuning in from Japan. It was a fairly recent alum that said, I'm so happy you guys are doing this now. I live in Japan. I hear about all these great events and opportunities to engage. Thank you, not to the pandemic, but thank you for starting to do this. And I really kind of look at it, the pandemic forced our hand to kind of change the way we can reach out and meet people where they're at. And that's not going to leave. We're going to have to figure out ways to use live streaming with on-campus events as we can gather again. And so that's one of those things. Our reach got a lot further than our tendency to just host things on campus, which we're excited to do again. The other thing I'll say, and this is through Beth's leadership and so many other wonderful people at the college, we haven't stopped making progress through the pandemic. We could have hunkered down and did exactly what we did, which was focus on making sure that safety was the primary concern for our faculty, staff, and students, and that we could help our students continue to thrive. And I think we did that, certainly. But we also didn't stop building. We didn't stop adding things that are necessary to campus that kind of increase the value of what you get out of the Westminster signature student experience. And so that's been a lot of fun to watch Gilmore Hall start to be raised, to watch lights on the field get put on Dumke Field for both our student athletes and our entire community. I mean, those are things that happen and are happening during the pandemic. And we could have not done that. We could have stopped some of that and just hunkered down. So I really think of this campus and this campus community as, doing both, making sure we're still moving forward and at the same time taking care of those that trust us to do that.
Oh, I got to jump in and add, because you reminded me of so many things that over the last year. I miss being with people in real time and space. I'll put that. I do miss that, and I'm looking forward to bringing back the in-person things. And then at the same time, some of these virtual events that we've had, they need to continue, because the participation, regularly 50, 100 people, right, from all over who otherwise wouldn't have been able to attend. And to Daniel's point, whether it's paint night or trivia or lectures or the jazz ensemble, or even last night we needed to help prepare one of our students who's a Truman finalist, Deaun. Great experience when we've got Dr. Alicia Cunningham Bryant choreographing this virtual cocktail party that about 8 of us participated in, and it was fun. Finding ways to be creative and do these things in a situation that's new to all of us, but the spirit, the creativity, the intelligence, the smartness of the people we have to figure this stuff out and make it happen in new and exciting ways. There have been things we definitely need to continue, because I know I've benefited from that whole range of things. Even the trivia night where I came in last. Still a pain point. But what was it? The Office or something that I'd never watched? I don't know. It was some sorry expressions. I know.
You have to watch that.
I could not get the Office trivia, but hey, you gotta try.
Thank you guys. As a student, I just want to say you guys are doing really well with making the owls, putting the owls in the classroom and stuff like that. It has given us just more leeway of doing things, and if people have to stay at home or a high risk, I think those are good precautions that you guys have put in place.
And they'll still be there. There are circumstances where we will still need to use them, indefinitely. So I'm glad they worked out for you.
Oliver?
Thanks. I'll wrap up the last one, and if we go a few minutes over, I don't know, depending on how long your answers are, because I also want to throw this question to Deaun as well, because I get to ask a question. But today it's all about sharing your love for Westminster. So how would you describe what you love about Westminster?
Do you want me to go first?
Anyone can go, but I think everyone
go for it.
All three of you share what you love.
Okay, I'll go for it. I love just the small community. That was honestly what made me pick this school out of all the other schools I applied to. I didn't feel like I was just a number. Sorry, my dog's in the back. He's being so loud. I didn't feel like just a number. I felt like an actual person, and the campus actually cared about me. And just the faculty and staff on campus, they really are here for the students, and they try their hardest to see the students succeed. And so just the resources that have been thrown my way and opportunities that I've been given, I don't think I would have ever gotten that at any other school. And so that's just something that I love about this campus, is everybody wants to see everybody win.
Okay, I'll jump in, Daniel. Let me jump in, because I'm not going to talk. I could I give speeches all the time, right? So I'm going to keep it brief. I'd say the people, the place, and the spirit. So Deaun already talked about the people to some extent, and we've been talking about that. The place is amazing, just in terms of the campus and its location and all the opportunities. And the spirit. So by spirit, that's the only one I'll really elaborate a little bit about. There's a can-do spirit at Westminster, this desire to make sure that people have the tools to do what they think is important to them to get done and make things happen. So it's not a place that's all in your head. In your head is great. I don't want to, obviously there's deep intellectual learning and search for meaning and those kinds of things. And then we go do stuff with it. So that spirit, to me, is part of what's always been compelling about Westminster, and part of what brought me here, and part of what makes me so excited to be here.
I think Giving Day, for me, and I already kind of said this earlier, shows exactly what Westminster is about. The fact that everybody, and both Beth and Deaun touched on this, come together. You know, if you look at all of the marketing around this day, it's Together for Westminster. I have never seen a place in my years in higher ed that as a campus pulls together faculty, staff, students, alumni, parents, friends, in a way that I see at Westminster. For what I'm in charge of doing with our wonderful advancement team, we really look at that. We're facilitating kind of the inspired aspirational priorities of the campus, and that's student priorities, that's faculty priorities, administration priorities, and we're facilitating a lot of that dialogue that helps make that happen. And I haven't, in almost 2 years now, had one member of this community, when we've pitched an idea or asked to help us out or participate in a Giving Day, no one says no. Everybody says, how can I help? Of course, yes, I'm in. There's not long conversations about how to convince somebody that they should step up and partner with us and make something like Giving Day happen. It just happens. And I know all of my colleagues on the IA team would reflect that as well, that this community comes together whenever there's an opportunity to. And so today is just another great example of how we all pull together to support our students and our faculty.
Okay, so yeah, you all got me hooked on the ticker now. It's like, okay, come on now, we got to get to 500. I know we're supposed to sign off and let other people talk, but I'm looking at thinking, okay, we're at 443. Got to make that next marker.
Got to get 500.
And like I said, people are waking up. Mm-hmm. And I think I know some alum who are like, they're going to their friend groups and they're like, let's all call in at 12 and like we'll all donate together, right? Like I know there's some people who are like wanting to do stuff even with their community of friends when they met here. And or some folks are shy. There's shy donors, right? Where they're like, I'll put a few down. And then throughout the day, they're like, I knew I could do more. I'm going to do more. I want to do more, you know? So I'm excited to see where this goes. So I'm glad, Beth, you're also looking at the page and just seeing the great support coming in really around the clock.
I'm being careful because I could see it as being highly addictive.
I know. Because this is good. This is good stuff, right? We are addicted to good stuff. We're like, this is good. This is feel good. Like Daniel said, it radiates good for all of us and really reminds us that we're not alone. We're not small. We're massive, right? It's true. Like Nancy said in her video, you know, there's power and strength in numbers, right? And we're really coming together all the time. But today we can see it really cleanly. So it's exciting stuff.
All right.
Well, I think that's potentially our time. So with that, is there anything else that you two would love to share that you felt like you haven't got out of your system in your short interview with me and Deaun about the Westminster's Day of Giving, or just anything in general?
Just happy to be here. Really impressed with pulling off Giving Day, with the live stream, with everyone who is jumping in and contributing in all kinds of ways, whether it's on camera, off campus camera, you know. Yeah, it's just it's to some extent it's overwhelming. It's amazing, and I look forward to seeing how the day turns out.
Yeah, the only thing I'll add to that is give often, encourage other people to give. If you're tuning in and you're like me and haven't made your gift yet, do it right as we close before the next interview, because Julie's coming up next. And I know we're talking about family practitioner kids. We got that wonderful match. And just because it's about participation, it's about people giving today. It's a public goal of 1,000 donors. Let's also point out that we've already raised more than $76,000 right now. And there's so much more to come. We've already teased out the gifts we have to unlock that are going to be added to that. So there's a big reason for all of us to participate in whatever way you can, but it's also really great to know that there's real dollars behind it that are going to help all of these campus projects really flourish as we move out of Giving Day.
Well, sweet. Thank you. Thank you for joining us. Thank you for
Thank you.
being here. Looking forward to how you all will interact throughout the day, and I know a lot of your team and colleagues are going to have some fun challenges later on because we're going to be hitting those goals. So looking forward to those videos and those recaps in the days to come. So thank you so much for joining, and good luck today, and keep refreshing that page every now and then.
Thank you.
Thanks, Deaun. Thanks, Oliver.
Bye. Have a good one. Oliver, you got to tell us what you love about Westminster. You didn't get to. We didn't hear your answer as well.
I was like, oh, good. No one's asking me. I'll share real quick. I still distinctively remember the first time I met Westminster students, and I wasn't working here yet, and I was still a student at the U, and I was blown away by the caliber, the passion, the authenticity. It was great. And when I came here and interviewed on campus, it just felt good. And I was like, this is a good place to be. Like, this is a good community. And that's why I always say if I knew about my undergrad, I would probably have applied here, right, as an opportunity, because the environment in which students thrive and are challenged and grow, and it attracts, first off, great people, staff, faculty, students. They become better humans here, and then you run into them as alumni, and they're doing awesome stuff. I was gonna say badass, and I just did. But yeah, they're doing amazing stuff. Like they blow me away still, and I'm just constantly impressed by the caliber of our students, and that is a huge attest to the support they get from staff, the mentoring they get from staff, from faculty, the coaching, the education. So it's just a really great place to be, and it really creates better humans in this world. So I'm glad to still be here, a part of that. So that's my answer why I love Westminster.
That was a good answer. Wow.
All righty, so let's refresh this page and see what's going on.
Let's see.
Let's see, 453. Dang. When we first jumped on, it was like in the 300s.
I think it was like 320 something.
Yeah, so we've, in the last hour and a half, we've jumped up over 100 donations. That's amazing. And that number jumped when we came in here. It was at $55,000, and now it's at 6. I'm like, y'all are dropping money. That's amazing. And it's exciting. It's spread all over the place. I started doing this thing where as soon as Daniel said that there's individual challenges being unlocked between different different projects, I started clicking on the learn more features, and then it shows you more of a breakdown of donations and how many have donated to that specific project. Let's see. I was going to look at the honors one to see where we're at.
There's also a map where it tells you where the donors are coming from. There's 3 from Texas. Hey. Do you see it?
No, I'm currently, what page is this on?
This is on, I think.
That's a cool feature. Because I got
challenges.
On challenges, okay, because I got distracted. I'm at honors. For all you honors students, I know you're watching. 61 supporters, you need, I don't do quick math, 39. Yeah, I think that's right math. You're the accountant.
Sounds right.
It was or was it?
I don't know. I don't need
Okay, there's 61 supporters.
There's 61?
And Richard said 200, he would shave his head.
Okay.
He likes the trend.
In it, 200, you said? Okay, 139.
139. All right. Honors. You always like to be first in line. Let's see it. But I want to see this map that you were looking at.
It tells you where the donors are coming from. There's 10 in California, 7 in Washington, 5 in Montana, Idaho, there's 10. Oregon, there's 10. Utah, 250.
Oh.
Isn't that neat?
I see it now.
There's 3.
Yeah, for folks tuning in, I totally didn't see this. You said it's under challenges, right? The challenge tab?
Mm-hmm.
That's awesome. $100. Oh, there we go. That's so helpful. When Daniel was saying all these challenges, I was trying to write it down in my head. I'm like, how am I going to remember all these challenges? But they're right here. I love it.
I know. This
We're
is
close
so
to the
cool.
500.
And it's just as cool too because it just shows you like there's Westminster students everywhere.
That's awesome.
In Georgia, New Jersey, South Carolina. That's so cool.
Yeah, North Carolina, number one, you rep it. Ohio, there's one of you know who you are, people. Cool too, because I bet you there's some people who are like donating like in Montana, and they're like, who are the other 4 people? I want to know who my alumni are, right? Which is another example of doing like these virtual like webinars or like virtual hangouts that advancement and alumni relations have been doing, because that's another opportunity, right?
Mhm.
In by region, knowing that Montana is pretty large. I'm using them as the example, but there's a lot of alum, right, over the years. So I bet you some people are like, who are my other alum in the state?
I know.
I love it. Wow, this is fun. Thank you for sharing this.
We do. Did you see Jessica's message?
We need a Wyoming donor and a New Mexico donor to get the Western United States blackout bingo. Oh, that's fun. Yeah, where's my Wyoming friends? I have family in Wyoming, but they're not a Westminster alum, but they could totally donate. I should call them like, hey, you need to be the rep for Wyoming. And New Mexico, yeah. Because we even got, we need Hawaii too. Someone from Hawaii needs to donate. I can tell my friend, she lives in Hawaii. She's an educator. And she's all about supporting education. What a fun thing.
Did you donate yet?
No, I haven't. I've been a little distracted doing a live post. I thought I could do a lot of multitasking, like to donate and to like tweet, and I guess not tweet. I'm not really followed on Twitter, but maybe on Facebook and Instagram. I think there's a lot of people following me from the community. But I've been so into this thing live that I am not on my phone. So once we get a break and you and I sign off for the day, at least for the live part, you'll be seeing my numbers pop in there. And we're getting close to 500, so maybe I'll be waiting to get close to that, and then I'll tip it over the 500 point.
I'll beat you to it.
Okay, sure. We'll tell yourself that. All of a sudden, there's like 50 donations, all like within like before we even finish. Watch there just be a drop of donations, and you and I miss it. I'm like,
I know.
Hey. I'm like, Deaun, let's do this 750 challenge.
Yep.
Well, this has been fun to spend the morning with you. I know you and I joked about it being early, but I also like naturally don't physically wake up as a morning person, but like as soon as I interact with people, I become very chatty and very enthusiastic, which you saw right off the bat. And you've done all this without any coffee. Like you deserve a giant frozen mocha frap.
I do. Who wants to get it for me? Any
Those
takers?
roommates, because they just finished. They're gonna wake up soon. You're like, yo, I'm done for the day. You need to go get this. Do you have class today?
Yeah, I have class at 2. It's my court law ethics class.
Ooh.
I don't even know the name. Wow. Oh my goodness.
There are 2 types of students that I've acknowledged. Where's my camera? Here we go. There's 2 types of students I acknowledge. And I appreciate what you just did, because I will ask students, what class do you have today? And you will say, court law and ethics, I think. I'm like, okay, that tells me what it is. A lot of students will go, I have COM 340. I'm like, what the heck is COM 340? I don't know what that class is. And they're like, don't you know? I'm like, no, I'm not a student here. I let me look at the catalog. So I appreciated that you actually said the subject, because do you know the course, the catalog number? Like, is it like COM something? Because see, usually people who know if it's like COM 340 or whatever, they don't remember the title, and if they remember the title, they sometimes don't remember the other part because they only.
Yeah, I don't.
I just need to know one. More importantly,
I know it's about law and court.
And you know it's at 2 on Monday and Wednesday, and you know when the assignments are due.
Exactly. That's all I do.
I was gonna say, who's your professor?
Matt.
Cool.
Yeah.
Cool. That's a good class. I took a law class.
It's a good class.
It's hard, probably. I mean, it's just like not hard, but like it's challenging. It's like
it's a lot to learn, especially when you just don't know anything. But I'm glad that I'm taking the class because there are things that I didn't even know I needed to know, especially with just like knowing your rights and stuff like that. And a lot of the laws, well, not laws, but just like there's like rules that are kind of just like social norms but they're not actually like written down. But it's crazy how like society kind of still upholds it.
Yeah. And then you're just like, how do we undo this? And then they kind of mention it, and you're like, that sounds like a long time. And they're like, let's get started. And you're like, whew.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
That's awesome. Well, I think we're getting close to time. And the fun is not over, folks who are tuning in. We are just the morning segment. There's like 6 or 7 segments of like hosts, and they're awesome people. And some of them are alum, some of them are current students, and a lot of them are current faculty and staff. So very excited about that. But Deaun, who will we be having co-host the next segment?
So we will be having Erin Merrill. Did I say that right?
Mm-hmm.
Perfect. Student engagement librarian and Westminster student Teresa Gonzalez. I love her. She is so cute.
Well, that's good. You said that because I was like, oh, I love Erin, because I work with her in a capacity with like staff and has done amazing stuff with her. And so I'm glad you're also like, oh, and Teresa's great too.
Teresa is amazing.
So for those of you who are like, I don't know Oliver or Deaun, but they seem pretty cool, pretty lit, pretty fun. If they say the next 2 hosts are amazing, I'll stay on. So thank you for introducing our new folks. They'll jump on, I think at 10 is when they start.
Yes.
But I don't know, is there anything else you want to share with live folks or say to your fans out there before we go on a little break? At least we'll say au revoir. But I know that there'll be a little pause for some folks before our next host jump on.
Nope. All I have to say is go donate at giving.westminstercollege.edu.
Yes.
Right there.
There it is. Yeah. And if you are someone who loves maps or challenge, I'm so glad you showed me that map thing. Now I'm
I
gonna
know,
look
isn't it cool?
Uh-huh. I love that. Challenges, campus projects. So not only donate, but I would also encourage on top of that to just click on and see everything, right? And even if you're unable or unsure where to donate, just see what's happening. I think that's really exciting to see where we're at and where we're headed as an institution and how all of this is for our students. So I am so glad that I was able to do this with you, Deaun.
Thank you.
You're a phenomenal student. I think you're a great role model. And I think it was fun to kick the day off with you and even what you shared with Daniel and Beth today. So it's been fun. And thank you for being my co-host.
No problem. Thank you for having me.
Cool. Well, with that.
Go Griffins.
Yeah. Oh, I don't have my pom-pom, but I do have Leslie Nope. And Leslie Nope would say, donate, donate, donate. Well, thanks so much. Good luck with class. And I will be following up with you probably about checking those numbers on that page. So, yeah. All righty. Well, take care. It's been fun.
Bye, guys.
Bye, everyone.